Hey everybody, it's Brickwaffle again, and we're back on the BlockFarmers Season 2 server, ready to do our first full episode with our diamond armor, our iron armor, and our shield, and a pick. Okay, so let's take a look. I've done a couple of things, but not much since the last time we were recording together. So Sonata Block has moved out. I think he's played quite a bit more. We've got some redstone, which is awesome. And I just went down the mine shaft that Sonata Block had dug and got that out. We have 3 diamonds, so we finally found our diamonds. And we have lots of sand. Was that 2.5 rows of that and about 1.5 rows of sandstone. And that's going to be for our new house. But we also, and it's nighttime, so I have to be careful. We also have some oak trees here, and some spruce trees, some birch trees, and some acacia trees. So we're going to harvest all this stuff up and then replant it so I can get some more oak or tree types rather. The oak is going to be the hardest one. I really miss modded Minecraft with the lumber axes and whatnot to be able to pull all this stuff down in one big go. We're probably going to have to do some scaffolding because the oak made a couple of the giant trees. But that's all right. We're going to get all this stuff gathered up and talk a little bit about what we want to do this season, but also this episode. So one thing that we were talking about in our previous episode is that we wanted to have kind of town hall or community area that people can start building on. And we like this peninsula. Sorry, I thought I heard something. We like this peninsula because, well, I think it's going to help us out a lot. I think we're going to be able to build a seaport here and build a town hall. And I know some other folks are kind of waiting to see like where the center point's going to be, and nobody really wants to be first. So I understand that. I think what we might try to do is map out a few things, like maybe put some signs or even the footprint of a town hall or something like that, so people can have an idea of where things are going to go. But really, we're trying to do this as a community. We're trying to make this pretty cooperative. So if somebody builds something in the middle that they say, okay, this is town hall, great, then it's town hall. I also realize that we've got sleeping contraptions going on, so I should be able to do this and make it daytime. There's no reason for me to do that at nighttime. We'll see how this goes. And this is nice. I think I explained this in the first one, but you can click to cancel sleeping, and that will just do 0 damage to somebody and kick them out of bed if you need it to be nighttime because you're hunting monsters. But otherwise, instead of just instantly doing time set 0 and resetting the local difficulty, we used a contraption that I found on Reddit that was posted for the Hermits on the Hermitcraft server, and I'll try to put a link to that in the description. But effectively, it just increments time overnight, so it just does time add, and I think it's increments of 40. And that way you don't affect the difficulty. So it is still going to get harder and harder the longer you stay in one area, which I think is what we want. It looks like Sonata Block put in a temporary portal here. He mentioned that. And also we've got another little house over here for now. I don't think we're all going to, live in the little mesa, whatever these things are called, Bryce Mesa Peaks. We're not all going to live in there forever. But for now, it's a good shelter. We'll clean all this stuff up later on when we start building actual buildings. I keep hearing things moving over here. There is a creeper right behind me. Sneaky. Don't blow up. Don't blow up, guy. What did I just say? Aha. I got him in the water before he blew up. That's fine. And we lost a little bit of sugarcane, but no big deal. We're getting plenty of that here. Let's extend that one more. All right, so as far as the town hall and whatnot goes, I think, maybe we'll start on that. I don't think I really want to do that right now. I want to get a house for us first. And by us, I actually mean us this time. I'm not saying us as in, you, the viewers, and me. I mean Sakala and I. So we need to get a little house going. And I think we're going to do, you probably guessed it already with the sandstone, we're going to do kind of maybe Spanish Mission or Adobe style house. Something that looks like it fits in the mesa. And I think that'll be really nice for us. So we need some wood for that. We'll probably need some spruce. I'm going to try to use as much oak as I can because we've got a lot of that. And we don't really need a lot of birch right now, but, as long as we got all the different tree types that we can have, might as well harvest and regrow them and start collecting that. Who knows what we'll need it for in the future. And yeah, I know the other thing we need to do is get some jungle and some dark oak, but this is also not our permanent tree farm. This is just a place to plant some saplings for now. We'll get a permanent tree farm going later on in the season. So I'm going to gather up the rest of these, and then I will be back with you guys in just a minute. I'm also going to do a little bit of exploring and try and figure out exactly where I want to start our house. And hopefully I will have both the materials gathered and a location for this when we get back together. And it'll take a little while to get the last little bits up there as well. All right, be right back. All right, and we are back, and I've got all the trees cleared out, all the logs put away. We're going to replace this dirt with sand or something at some point, and we're definitely going to take all this stuff out and make it look a little nicer. But I've been thinking about where we want to build our house in town, and I think what we want to do is come up to this little plateau here and kind of clear some of this stuff out. I think we want to build right on this bit. This bit right here. And I know it's going to be right over a cave, but I think that's going to be all right too. So I think I need to level this out a little bit. I'm trying to decide if I want to go down one more layer than this, or if I want to leave it on the hardened clay. I think I'm going to leave it right here. So if we just level this part off, and we'll get some sticks out of the deal. I think right here is going to be fine. And then we can take these and kind of just fill this in. And maybe 1, 2, 3 there, and we'll do another one over here. Gotta take this cactus out. I don't think we need that. And just do a little bit of leveling over here and start building. I want to try to make this look natural, so I don't want to make it too squared off. But I'm not sure how much room we're going to need for the house. And then once we have the house, we'll obviously need to shape the terrain back around that if we need to make the house bigger than the little plateau that's currently here supports. So, you know, we can cover this all up. We could fill it all in. Any of that would be fine. I think really what we're going to have to fill in is like this part over here. We'll get that in a second. That's going to need to be filled in some. Maybe this one here, that one, like that. That's going to look a little bit better. Maybe that guy too. And then come across this way a little bit more. So yeah, just a little bit of that kind of cleaning up detail to do. And then we can start putting down the foundation. All right, and I'm definitely going to clean up that edge at some point soon. But let's actually take a peek down here real quick and throw a couple torches down. Here's some more iron, actually, and it's a dead end with iron in it. Okay, we'll take that. We got a lot of iron in episode 0, and I think Sonata and I used that to make a full set of iron armor, so we're kind of iron poor again already. But we can get that back pretty quickly, it looks like, so I'm not too worried. And really what we want to do is get some diamonds, but we're going to need a lot of iron to make hoppers so that we can make one of those AFK fishing farms I was talking about and get some nice loot while we're AFK, while we're asleep. So, alright, I'm going to gather a little bit more of this stuff, gather the couple materials, and then I will start laying that foundation with you guys in just a minute. Okay, so we've got a bunch of sandstone in our inventory. We've got some oak wood, some spruce wood, some acacia wood, and a couple crafting tables. And I'm going to throw one of these crafting tables kind of over here where I don't think it's going to be in the way of the house. And then we're going to start... actually, let's see, what do we want to do? Let's make some of these into planks. And I know we're going to need some buttons. And I think we're going to start with just sandstone to lay out the foundation. So what we're going to have starting out is probably a house that extends out over this gap, and then we'll do some kind of framing underneath it because it's going to end up looking like it's kind of on stilts. But that means the furthest point forward, maybe one corner is going to be right about there. And then we're going to come over to this side, and we're going to find a place that lines up with that, maybe right here. And then we'll have to come back a little ways. Let's see, let's come back about here, and I think that's going to be good. Maybe do it that way. And then we'll find this center point here too and put it down. Did I line it up? No, I missed by 1. Okay, now let's count the distance because that's going to take up a good amount of this plateau, but we want it to kind of be odd numbers on one side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I think. That's okay, because that means we can have even-numbered windows and double doors if we needed them, but a side door over here that's only 1 wide. So now we're just going to fill the rest of this in with regular sandstone, and that's going to give us our foundation layer. Oops, like that, all the way across. And then this one is going to be a little trickier. We'll do that. Can we come? Can we reach it? We can. All right, good. And I'm going to fill all this in at some point. Get rid of that guy. So that's going to be our house. So let's take a look at the size of this. Let's go out in the water here. Probably should have brought my little boat. Yep, there we go. If we swim out here for a few minutes, or for a few blocks, that's going to be too hard to do. Let's see. I think we can do it. Let's try it. We'll swim, swim, swim. Yeah, so that's going to be the rough size of our house. I think that'll look nice. And then the seaport will be over here, so we kind of right up by the seaport. And we'll be able to do some supports underneath this that I think are going to look good as well. Aside from this exclamation point of regular hardened clay there, which I might replace at some point, I think that's going to be a good shape. So that's the first piece. And then what we need to do is do some detail work on this. So that's going to be our back porch. So we'll have a nice picture window that looks out over the bay, but our front is going to need to be out this way so it kind of faces into town. So we're going to need to get hardened clay for that for sure. But I think what we want to do is kind of make a few adjustments based on corners and whatnot. So we want something that comes out, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. We want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then right here. So there's 5 in between. I like having odd numbers. I think it works out better with doors that are 1 wide and whatnot. We need to bring out a center part for the main part of the house. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another gap here. That's going to be pretty good. And this is going to come out probably 3 blocks on both sides. 2, 3, and then we're just going to connect that across here. So I can get this to place. Alright, so that part of the house is definitely off-center, which I want. I purposely want that. And then this is going to be kind of a front little area. You know, I think that's too wide now. I don't think I want it to be 5 blocks wide. I think I just want it to be 3 by 3. So let's come out here. And we're going to take these blocks out. Don't worry, I'll go down there and get those in a minute. Actually, I'll go ahead and get them now because I want to look at this from underneath. We're probably going to have to fill in the entrance to this cave. But we won't do that until a little bit more of the house is done because we want to put a facade in front and then we'll use that as already excavated area for the basement. So that's going to stick out a little bit in the front here as our front foyer. The other thing we could do is we could actually come out 5 by 5. I just don't want to make it even blocks. So this will look a little bit better when it's taller. And I think we want to do something over here that's a little bit out. Let's just come out on the corners, come out this way a little bit, and do like this. Oops, not that guy. So we want one corner to be a little bit wider. Let's make that come out by 2, I think, as well. Oh, hey, we're getting messages. All right. So yeah, if you were wondering, I am using Windows 10. So I think that's going to be good. We're going to put this out here, fill this all in. So one little corner there, this little area. And I think we need to have something that comes back a little bit. So let's bring that over 1, 2, 3, and then right here we're going to bring this back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and like that. Yeah, there we go. So we're just trying to break this up so it's not an exact rectangle. You don't want to make just a box, or I don't want to make just a box here, so that it's going to be a little bit of an interesting shape. Yeah, I think that'll work okay. And don't worry, I will check on the message that Torquata sent me in just a minute. Okay. Let's fill all of this in, and that'll help it so we don't fall down in this hole while we're building either. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more mining of clay, fill this in, sleep until it becomes daytime, and then check and see what Torquata was talking to us about. And I will be right back. Alright, so there is a roughly covered area. So we've got our hardened clay, we've got Scala coming over here, and I think that's going to be the kind of rough outline of the house. So this little area down here in the front left corner is going to have some fences around it, and that'll be a little balcony. This is going to be a picture window with a little bit of a tower, and the entrance will actually be over here on the right. And I think it'll be 1 wide through an archway. We'll probably need to put a side door on a couple of these things and maybe like a little balcony out the back. But I think right where Sakala's standing now, we'll probably put a side door in. So is this an odd number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is. So that one. I think that's actually, you know what? Do I want to do that? No, I don't. I want to put it over here. And I think I want to put it over here. So let's see. We're going to do... Yeah, I don't know. I think I do want to do it that way. Like, let's do it this way. And then that would be a door right here. And then we would need to just go ahead and fill in this hardened clay. That's going to be fine. We'll do some more of that as well. So this will let us get out to this part of the mesa and go that direction. Looks like somebody's got a building over there they're working on. So we'll have a side entrance. And the next thing we want to do is make some other sandstone pieces. So we'll need some stairs and whatnot to do an archway. And I think the archway is actually going to have to go just in front of the door. Let's do that. And I love the new pick block feature. If you have it in your inventory, it will grab a stack of it. That's really, really handy. Let's do that, I think. So we're going to need to do up like that. Yeah, okay. So then the actual doorway will be right here, and we'll do an archway in front of it out of sandstone. I think we'll need to cover this up then as well. Great. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and make a few sandstone pieces and get some decorative bits on there, and then I'll be back with you guys again in just a minute. Okay, so we've got some columns up here, some walls up, and I replaced the exterior with smooth sandstone, and I think we'll leave the balcony as regular rough sandstone. We'll leave an edge around here, but we'll probably do the floor as a wood type. We might even go fairly dark in here and use something like spruce or something else. Maybe we'll use acacia. I don't know. I really don't build with orange very often, but I'm liking the way this is coming together. So we've got our balcony area out here, and I know that one's a little too tall. We've got a picture window right here. We've got our entrance to the side with some steps and a little arch, and then we've got a couple of side windows, and our side entrance is going to be right over here, and that's leading out to the garden that Sakala's working on. And then around back, this needs to have some supports underneath it, which we can do probably once the whole thing is finished. We'll know exactly what we want to do. So we know we're going to use glass up here for these windows, and I think I'm going to make them all too high, and that means I'm just going to use this as a temporary block for now. That means what we need to do next is bring all of this stuff up. So maybe like this all over one block, and okay, yep, got it. Nice. All of that comes up over one block. And is that all of our smooth? It probably is all of our smooth sandstone. Let's make some more of that. Oh, okay, there was one more over here. All right, let's do that guy. Can we get that guy? There we go. That guy by one. Those two. And let's come back over this way. And I think what we're going to do then is close this all off. So everywhere there's going to be a window, we're going to go ahead and close it off so it's a too high window. And then we'll do this one separately. But yeah, now you guys can see some of how this is going to take shape, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this sealed in. Let's go ahead and do that on camera. So what we want to do is we want to get some glass made. Obviously, that's not going to be a problem given all the sand we have. Really, coal is going to be our limiter, and I think we've got a couple stacks of coal. And since each one of those is 8 glass, I think we're going to be all right. And then what we need to do is get some decoration pieces on. So I want to do the shape of this first, which is kind of what we're doing now. Let's come across here. And that's going to be our doorway, so that needs to come down one. Like that. And then we can start doing some of that detail work, like I was saying. So we got the buttons we're going to use to make it look like cross beams. We're going to need to do some interior work the same way to make it look like it's got beams inside. And then that comes across here, I think. Yeah, that's going to be good. So this will have some kind of railing. I might do iron fences. I'm not entirely sure yet. I might just do regular fences. We'll see what looks better. Oh yeah, this one. And then this one. There we go. So that's looking pretty good so far, and then we'll have to figure out what we want to do about the upstairs. So one thing I don't like is when corners like kind of just have this unsupported bit here. So I think this is actually going to come in like that, and that's going to be a doorway out to our balcony. Yep, and I think whenever this turns the corner, it needs to have a little extra room there. And then same thing here. I think this is going to need to be filled in. Let's grab those guys. Because we can always break this out later if we need to. Maybe, I think that's going to be an exterior corner, isn't it? Yeah, so that can't really be anything other than that. I think it looks better to have, nice solid supports rather than just one beam where the windows go right to the corners. It depends on your building style, but this is the way I like to do it. But this is kind of like your traditional Minecraft, 2 tall windows, 2 door there. This little nook here, we can put some storage in and whatnot, balcony. Yeah, I'm liking it. And let's take a look at this arch from down in front. Yeah, okay. It's not great, but you get the idea. It's an arch. And we might put one more block on top of that, like one more slab. Let's just use a couple of these. Can we get up here? Yeah. How's that going to look? We come back down. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work just fine. And then we got to figure out where we want to work in some pillars. So we could do some pillars right here. We could do these. I don't want to do this one because then it's going to be weird that the other one's kind of embedded. So it needs to be where there's going to be a corner. So maybe these would be good candidates. Let's do these 2 right here where they're going to stick out a bit. Yeah. Okay, that's better. And probably need to take those all the way down into the ground. Okay. Don't know if that block popped. There it goes. A little bit of lag. Yeah, I think that looks better. And we could do something similar over here. I'm not sure about that yet. Or maybe we'll frame the back door. Or maybe we'll just do a couple of these chisel blocks right over the doors. Yeah. That's going to be good, I think. Break that one. Put another chisel block right there. Cool. So I'm liking the way this is coming together. So what I want to do with the buttons, I'm sure you guys have probably seen this before. But when we come out here, like for this big beam here, we'll probably want to do some buttons to indicate like there's beams going through, and we will actually run beams through the house behind these. And then we'll probably want to do the same thing on this side somewhere, Or we could just go and decorate this around the outside edges. So let's see. Maybe we want a couple there, and then we want a couple here. You know, just to kind of line up with the windows. Or what we could do is just take this one out and make this a single window, because we got a big picture window next to it. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then we'll do some more button decoration over on this side. So we want maybe one here, here, and here. That's going to look pretty decent. And I don't know what we're going to do with this side. Maybe we'll leave it alone. And the back is going to be a little tricky. We'll have to do that when we build our supports, I think. But now we need to do the same thing on the side out here. Alright, so this window, how do we want to do it? Here, here, and here. Is that going to look okay? That'll probably look alright. And then we probably need to make this a smaller window as well. Oop, there we go. Knew that was going to happen sooner or later. At least we didn't die. This is a 3 wide window, so maybe here and then these two. Can I get that one? There we go. That's going to look good. And then around the back, probably what we want to do is something in the corners, and then like every couple of blocks we'll do one. Maybe we'll do it every other. Maybe I can get up on some scaffolding up there and do it from above. That's going to be, I think, the easier way to do it. But the idea then, let's come back a little bit and take a look at this. The idea is that we'll have these little buttons, and I think that adds a nice touch. It adds quite a bit to the detail of the build. Let me know what you guys think, though. Hopefully you guys enjoy that as much as I do. Oops, let's see. Put one more. Can I get back there? Like that? And do we need a button on it? No, I don't think so. I kind of like the height, but I don't think we want the button. Yeah. Okay, so let's just let's just come up here with some scaffolding and throw some buttons on every other one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, very nice. Okay, so that's almost perfect. And now we've got our buttons on the outside too. The next thing we need to do is run some timbers across on the inside, and I would love to use spruce. I might have to go back and do it. Let's just see how dark this would be. That looks really good. It looks a lot better than the oak, doesn't it? Where's my axe? Bring that back. Yeah, I think the spruce looks really good, so we might have to come back and do some spruce beams here. I think what we want to do is come across this way. 10, okay, and then across here would be the other 10. And it's getting to be about nighttime again. Oh, good, Sakala's sleeping. So I think those two beams are going to look pretty good. We're going to need to do another one, maybe like right here. How close is that going to be? That's going to be one away from the wall. Yeah, so we need to get some more spruce wood, which means I need to plant a few more trees. And we'll get that part done here shortly. So we'll get that beam in, and then maybe one more like right across here as well, and that will help us beam in our downstairs. All right, here's another look from the outside, and what I've done is I went ahead and used acacia wood in there, and I used some fences out here. I did the rest of these buttons, and I added in that last kind of fenced off roof area, so it's not a true second floor, but I think this looks really nice with the double tall area here. And we've used some of the chiseled sandstone. We used a little bit of that. I think it's going to be pretty good. So we need to put some doors on, but let's take a look in here. I love the way this looks with the fences and the slabs up there, and this little bit of detail with the buttons and the torches. I think it looks really nice. And the acacia actually looks really good in here. Normally I don't like using it, but with this resource pack and also with being in the mesa, I think that's really nice. So the floating backless stairs here with the slabs, nice gentle way up to a rooftop. I would say it's a garden, but we're probably not going to plant much in here. But yeah, I mean, this little area right here, we can definitely do some decorative plants in. This will be a cool place to just kind of come up and hang out. And we've got the two windows over here. This gives us a good view of the ocean, and this will be a view of the seaport. And then over here, we'll have another good view of the ocean. I mean, I'm really liking the way this is turning out. Hopefully you guys are too. So the next step is to smelt up some glass to fill all this part in, and to make a few doors for these other pieces. And then this will be basically all solid, complete, and ready to move our furniture in. So let me go ahead and do that and move the bed and a couple of other pieces. And we've still got tons of sandstone bits left over. I really gathered way more than I needed, but that's okay. There's a big desert out there we can gather for days. And yet we did take out this little piece here. We're going to fill that in with red sand here later on. We're going to move the tree garden, or the tree farm, out somewhere else as well. Orange stained clay, that's not what I want. This one, okay. Let's put all the sandstone in there, sandstone pieces, that's fine. And let's get maybe a stack of that. And we've got a spruce wood that we don't need at the moment. Wow, where are we going to put it? I guess down here. Put all that away. Keep the acacia wood for now. Actually, you know, spruce doors might not be bad either. So let's get some, let's do, I think, 16 in that one and 16 in that one. That's probably enough windows. It's more than we need for now. Let's do some spruce doors. I like those a lot. And let's do the acacia doors as well. I don't think I'm going to like those as much. So I'm not even going to craft those. Oops. I think we're going to stick with the spruce for the time being. So once we get this glass done up, that'll really finish us off. So I'm going to put these doors in for now, and we'll come back in just a minute. So one thing I'm trying to decide is, do I want to do solid glass blocks or do I want to do glass panes? And I think I want to do glass blocks. Yeah, that's good, because this is looking sort of, for those of you who actually know anything about it, Spanish architecture, Spanish mission architecture. Obviously, this is not exactly that, and this, I love this tiny balcony. I think that's great. So if you're like some kind of architect for a living, then don't expect this to be perfect. But hopefully you guys get the idea. It looks like it could belong out in a mesa area. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I'm really happy with that actually. Cool. So let's go grab these windows and we can wrap this up. We'll grab the bed and move it in there as well. And then we'll just have to move our storage over. I'm not going to do that on camera. But we are going to take all this stuff out, and this will just be a little walled off area down to the lower bits. Okay, there's 8, and 8 is 16. How many windows do we have? That's going to be 9, and 9 is 18. Yeah, we're already going to need more than that. Let's go ahead and get that other half a stack of sand, wherever that was. And we'll do that one and that one. Okay, there's enough for those 2 corner windows. Yeah, I'm going to smelt all this up, and I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm coming back with the last load of stuff from our little temporary hidey hole into our new townhouse. And at some point we'll do future episodes to expand this and add basements and whatnot and storage areas. But for now, let's see, I think it's this one. Yeah, let's put the rest of this sand in there and the sandstone bits. And it's not well organized, but for now it's going to work. And I think what I need to do now is just make sure that nothing's going to spawn in here. So, yep, something in the middle. That's looking a little bit better. So I think we're going to have to do a chandelier here. So something in the middle of the room will help. And then up here, we know it's going to be kind of dark as well. So we're just going to throw some torches down. We're just going to do a little ugly torch spam for now to make sure that nothing spawns and sneaks up on us while we're sleeping. And that's going to do it for today. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. If you really liked it, then please subscribe. And as always, I've been BrickWaffle. Thank you for watching.